Hey guys, just wanted to give my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. I've been meaning to add a little bit more wrestling content to my channel. I know I have a little bit of everything, all my interests on the channel. Elvis and dice games, but a little bit of wrestling too. I'd like to add this year more wrestling content. My opinion. So just want to give my thoughts about the Royal Rumble. Again, I'm not a don't claim to be a wrestling journalist or an inside person. I'm just a fan. So I just want to just to start a conversation. If you've watched the Royal Rumble and you want to comment below, just let me know what you thought about it. That would be cool. This whole weekend started with the whole Vince McMahon issue again. I don't want to get into details about that, but it doesn't look good. He should definitely, if it's true, and this is like, he should definitely be, you know, gone from any involvement with WWE. So the weekend. So like when I was reading like up about reading articles about leading up to the Royal Rumble. I think the Sports Illustrated. I think everybody's read the Sports Illustrated article saying, well, the WWE is going to go into a different direction leading up to WrestleMania. Cody's not going to headline WrestleMania this year. And that, I was kind of shocked. I was like, okay, are we finally going to get the Roman Rock match? And I was like, okay, I guess that's the direction they're going to go in. And we're going to get Cody and CM Punk. They kind of started to kind of like build up, just plant the seeds for that match at Raw. And then we're going to get, Gunther's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And finally, Gunther's going to win the title. And they kind of planted that seed at Raw, Gunther confronting Seth Rollins. I was like, oh, okay, I guess so. I guess the Brock is the whole Brock situation now. I don't think Brock's going to be coming back. So now, that because the original plans I read was it was going to be Gunther and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I guess that's okay, that makes sense, all right. So no, a little disappointed because no offense, my opinion, I think it should be the way they were building it up. It should be Cody versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And finally Cody wins the title. That's my opinion. That's what I would like to see. And I understand like The Rock coming in. The problem with The Rock and Roman, neither one of them is going to be doing a lot of TV. So you might get like maybe the most thing that I would be looking forward to the most would be the promo between them, the first time the interaction when they're in the ring together. That's going to be something that's going to be really good. I would look forward to that. But then you're not going to see them on TV. Roman does he's rarely on TV. The Rock, he's not going to make every SmackDown. So the whole build-up is going to be probably told through like these like recap videos and stuff. And you got to understand the Rock's not going to win the title. So we got Roman, probably winning, and then he'll be the champion, and you need more. The person that beats Roman's it has to be at WrestleMania, but it has to be on a big show. You're not gonna have Roman drop the title on a lesser pay per view. It has to be WrestleMania. So then Roman will be a champion for another year. And I understand, okay, we want to break all the records and stuff. And now if he stays champion until September this year, he beats Hulk Hogan's 4-year reign. And I don't understand that. But to me, the title reign is becoming a little stale. And I think they need a change. I was hoping for the change last year. I was like, oh, this is going to happen. Cody's going to win it. And now it's like, okay, it gets to the point. I think the bloodline angle or the storyline, it's done. I mean, we're NWO 1999 now. It's like it's run its course. We need to move on. Roman needs. I mean, maybe next year. Maybe I don't know. Who knows what they're going to do? I mean, maybe they're going to do The Rock next year. Maybe maybe Saudi Arabia sometime this year. But I was really surprised. Well, let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble. I was really surprised that Cody won again. I didn't think they were going to do it 2 years in a row. I just thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to definitely be Gunther. What I read from the Sports Illustrated report and stuff. I thought it was going to be Gunther. That was. But I think the three people, it was going to be either Cody, Gunther, or CM Punk. So, I thought the match. I thought it was the biggest complaints were there weren't a lot of surprises in the Rumble. You like to see people coming back or somebody from the past. Coming. I thought it was. The first thing with Punk, I figured Punk was going to have one of the later numbers. In the 20s. so he wouldn't be like in there a long time. A lot of people were talking that he was gassed or he was like not in shape. I thought he did well. I mean, I thought he was good. Um, they also talked about the Braun Breaker taking Brock Lesnar's spot in the Rumble, and he looked really good. And I have to say, man, I don't know why he's still in NXT. He needs to be on the main roster. I would love to see him on Raw, and he's just a star. Um, what else? Pat McAfee. I don't know why WWE is like caters to this guy. I mean, I understand he's entertaining. I don't think he's like the best like commentator, but like I don't understand why they waste a spot in the Rumble for him, and he just comes in and he goes out. Like I don't understand. Like I know like Michael Cole goes crazy when he comes Pat McAfee and stuff. Like I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand. But I'm not saying I don't like. I mean I don't know what the fuss is all about for him, but whatever. Anyway. Andrade's back. There was the rumors. He was done with AEW. I can't remember anything he's done in AEW. Honestly, I think he went to AEW thinking that a new beginning. He was going to be used. And then I can't remember any feud or anything he was. And again, don't get me wrong. I haven't watched AEW as closely as I've done in the past. But I can't remember anything he did, any feud or anything he did in AEW. So he's back now. So we'll see what brand he's going to be on. I assume probably maybe SmackDown probably. And we'll see how long it takes before he gets lost in the shuffle. Honestly, that's just the way it is. I don't think he's going to be a top guy. Maybe he'll be put into that feud with Carlito and Santos Escobar. Maybe he'll be put into that. But who knows? Well, he's with Charlotte, his wife, so they can when she gets back, maybe they can travel together and stuff. But I just don't think there's just like a lack of connection between him and the audience. But anyway, anything else in that Royal Rumble? Yeah, so Cody's going to go to. So supposedly he's going to be challenging Roman at WrestleMania 40, and we'll see what happens. And I have to say, he's got to win. You can't have him lose again, and then. I mean, he's got to finish the story. If he loses again, you have you get the fans again invested again, and that's a year, to get them invested, from last year. And I mean, if he does not win, it's over for him. It's done, and he's not gonna. You can't get this back. You can't get it back. The female, I thought the female Royal Rumble was really good. And I thought Becky Lynch was gonna win. But I've read reports that Bayley was going to win, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I was like, she had a low number on SmackDown. They showed her picking her number, and she was not too happy. So I was saying that either she's going to be number 1 or number 2, or in the lower numbers. I think she was number 3. Naomi's back. Again, that was another rumor that she was going to be back. I'm not sure if she's going to. If that's a permanent thing, but I'm assuming it will be. I mean, she had a good run in the Rumble. She was there for in there for a long time. The TNA World Champion was Jordan Grace. And once again, that was like that was really cool that the TNA Knockouts champion was in there, and they even acknowledged that. And they never years ago WWE would never acknowledge any other wrestling company. But that's good, and I hope that there's a working relationship with WWE and TNA. I'm a fan of TNA. I've always been, so I was happy about that. Bayley winning. Obviously, I think it's going to be like I know it assumes that she's going to be picking Rhea Ripley, but I think it's going to be something where the damage control is going to eventually turn on her or something. They planted the seeds. If you watch it. I think that's going to happen at some point. So that leads up, who's going to be challenging Rhea Ripley now for the Raw, and I think they're going to have some kind of, maybe at an Elimination Chamber, maybe they'll have the women's Elimination Chamber match. And, maybe, like, I always assume it's probably going to be Becky. I mean, I think that on that side, but I could be wrong. Any surprises on that? The Naomi, I think everybody, the crowd was like hoping for Sasha Banks. and number 30, who was number 30 was Liv Morgan came back. She returned, but I think there was a lot of people were hoping it was Sasha Banks, and I see now, it's probably Sasha Banks is probably going to be with AEW. I've read that it's like, yeah, she signed with AEW, and I don't know why they're taking forever for her to debut. Maybe she's still injured or something. I don't know. And that's like I would love to see Sasha Banks back in WWE. But the thing is, when you look at it, Sasha Banks wants to be the star. She wants the entire division to be revolve around her. And she's very talented. I understand. Maybe some of the promos maybe not great, but I think her best option right now is to go to AEW. No, she can come back to WWE, and it'll be a big pop. Crowd will go crazy, and she'll be probably put into an important position at match at WrestleMania. But then eventually it will die down, and we'll go back to how it was a couple years ago, when and back in 2022 or whatever, when her last run. And it's just too many. WWE has too many female talent right now that you're gonna get lost in the shuffle. With AEW, if they're smart, and the booking in AEW hasn't been the best, but they could build the entire company around her, and she could be that person, big, feuds and stuff, with Toni Storm, or something. Big, make a big elaborate, push for her, but we'll see. Maybe they're waiting for the pay-per-view for her to debut her or something. But I think the best thing for her, right, would be to go to AEW and be the star of that division, that the women's division there. But nothing. You're not gonna. I mean, the marketing of WWE and the star power. It's a shame. I wish that she would be back in WWE. Other than that, the other matches, I can't believe it was only like 4 matches in the Rumble. I know Triple H likes to have doesn't like to overbook the cards, so a lot of times you're seeing like 6 or 7 matches. But I just thought that they could have had thrown in something. A lot of the matches were long and they dragged. So you had the female Royal Rumble first, and then you had the Fatal 4-Way. We all know Roman was going to win, and AJ was going to take the pin. that just was going to happen. Logan Paul defeated Kevin Owens. A lot of people were talking that a lot of people were into that match. I thought the match was pretty good. I want Kevin Owens to turn heel. I think that would be a heel to Kevin Owens. I would love in the future, down the road, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes feud. Maybe someday we'll get that. And then you had the Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble. Now we get into now we're in WrestleMania season. What kind of matches are we thinking are going to happen? Who's going to take on Gunter now? Now, are we going to get Gunter and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? Are we going to get Seth Rollins or CM Punk? Man, I really think it should be CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I think that would have been a really good. I mean, the thing with Punk is he wants a main event in WrestleMania. That's his goal. So if he could, that could be the main event of one of the nights, probably night 1. But it's not like Punk needs to win the title. He just wants. I mean, his goal is just the main event WrestleMania. And when they had that confrontation on Raw a couple weeks ago, I mean, I was like saying that's got to be the main event. But you got the thing. What are you going to do with Gunter now? And I mean, he's the IC champion, so like whatever match he's going to have is going to be important defending that title. That's going to be a main event of its own, having somebody try to end his long reigning title, his title reign. I'm thinking of who would it be? I mean, of course, I think the Brock Lesnar thing's out the window, and I'm thinking, well, there's a lot of baby faces on Raw. You have Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso is going to probably be their own match at WrestleMania. You got Sammy, you got, so many other, I think what they're going to do, and I've heard rumors about a trade, because somehow if they're going to do Cody and Roman, somehow they got to figure out a way to get Cody on SmackDown. Let him get on SmackDown, so there's going to be like a trade. So I remember like LA Knight going to Raw. And what again, him starting a feud with Gunter and that leading to WrestleMania, and then LA Knight winning the IC title. That would be pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't have to be like the world champion right away. I mean, look at Stone Cold. I mean, he was the IC champion. Before he got pushed to the world title. But that's what I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, you got to think, what are you going to do with LA Knight? And has LA Knight has he cooled down? You know, is he not as popular? Is he not getting the pops that he got, you know, a couple months ago? And it's kind of difficult because now you're putting him in, you know, in a with Randy Orton. Of course, Randy Orton's going to get the, you know, he's extremely over and stuff, so he's going to, you know, be the top guy in that top babyface in that situation. So, but you know, the crowd looked like they were behind uh, LA Knight, but I think, you know, shifting him over to Raw, and then he could be that kind of like, you know, and you kind of look at the landscape of the rest of the year. He could be fitting into that one of the top baby faces on that brand. You know, of course, you know, CM Punk. You got Seth Rollins, but who knows? You know, if he's going to be going away to get knee surgery after Mania or whatever. You got CM Punk. You got you know, LA Knight, and then you'll get, you know, Jey Uso and stuff, and then Sami Zayn and stuff. But we'll see what happens. You know, I'm really excited to see, you know, what happens on Raw. Well, I guess when you see this, it'll be Monday morning, so Raw tonight. So we'll see what happens and see what the, you know, next steps as we get on the road to WrestleMania. Thanks for watching. I know this was a long video, so if you watched the whole video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.